Hello, hello, hello to you all out there. It's your girl, Miss Analytical. I'm coming to you live on this beautiful Monday afternoon in NYC. So, I said I was going to do this review. I didn't get a chance to do it because I was tied up with something that I had to do that was dealing with legal issues and pertaining to my job. But now I can do it. So I'm going to give you a quick synopsis of my review of Jerrod Carmichael's SNL hosting, which was last week. It's not this past week, but last week. So anyway, Jerrod Carmichael is a comedian who comes from North Carolina, and he got his big break from the Comedy Store. And from the Comedy Store, he was discovered by, I believe, people from NBC who wanted him to host his own sitcom where they would not only allow him to star in it, but he also wrote episodes and he co-executive produced it. And it was called The Carmichael Show. It had 3 seasons, but it didn't really have a lot of episodes. But it had an all-star cast, including David Allegria, Loretta Devine, Lil Rel, and Tiffany Haddish, which is what really broke her through the industry. Not her stand-up, but her starring on the Carmichael Show. And I personally think that the Carmichael Show was like a plug-in to basically break 2 acts. Not really so much him, but it was a vehicle that benefited Lil Rel and Tiffany Haddish, but mainly Tiffany Haddish. I'll get to that at another time. But he hosted SNL on the 2nd of April. And I gotta say, I wasn't surprised with his sketches because I know he's not a sketch comedian. But what surprised me is that I actually liked the stand-up. I've never seen him really perform stand-up like that and do like a 5-minute segment. But for the time that he was given, it was very clever when he said, we're not going to talk about the thing. The thing that happened 6 days ago. When it first happened, I was shocked. And then the next day, I was like, wow. But then by the 3rd day, I was just like, okay. By the 4th day, I was like, I had enough of it. By 5th day, don't talk about it. So he never mentioned what it was, which it was like the situation with Will Smith and Chris Rock. But it was genius when he basically said how, after he didn't want to hear it, Lorne Michaels said, Jerrod, you have to talk about the thing. And I'm like, I don't want to talk about the thing. He's like, yeah, you have to talk about the thing because the country needs healing. So you have to talk about the thing. So it's like he talked about the thing without mentioning the thing. That was comedic genius right there. I got to give it to him on that. Now, as far as his sketches goes, I like the sketch when it was talking about, is my brain still working? Because since the pandemic, many people have been talking about, the brain isn't working at all. Another thing, too, I thought was clever is that of all the contestants in that sketch, he was the only one who did get some of the answers right. Now, for those who don't know, Jerrod Carmichael just had a birthday on April the 7th, which was last Thursday. That makes him an Aries. Aries is ruled by the head, the face, the brain, and the eyes. So the brain Aries is ruled by the brain, okay? Not Gemini, Aries is. And for him to be the one to get all of them right, I was like, are they like playing with his, astrology, his horoscope and so forth? Because his zodiac is Aries. Now, what I will say, before the opening monologue folded, he did announce that he's gay. And he basically said that he was not going to come out. He wasn't really going to talk about it that much. Now, I did like the sketch short-ass movie. I like that. Even though I'm not a fan of Pete Davidson because Pete Davidson's not versatile. I did like the sketch that pertained to I thought the sketch with the doll where he had the country accent, it was weird. It was goofy. I thought he did a good job with it, but the sketch to me, it was a little bit poorly taste, especially when he rammed his finger up the doll's you know what, because he was trying to prove that the hair on the front of her pelvic area, like if you cut her hair basically, right, the doll's ponytail, it would grow back by just pulling the ponytail down, which would shorten the pubic hairs in the front, which was like rainbow. It was a weird one for me. I enjoyed the sketch with the Oscars. You don't see Chris Rock. I knew they was going to do it. The sketch with Chris Rock and Will Smith, I liked how he wanted to get Will Smith's photo. He wanted to take his photo. But then Will Smith said, hold on, his character. Then he smacked him. And then he got in his chair and then he got scared, Carmichael's character. And then he said, the guy played by Chris Redd, another Aries, he said, keep my wife's name out your mouth. And so then the other one, his friend, he was a white guy, he was like, oh my God, that's Will Smith. Don't you dare ask for no. Because it was like, we saw another side of him. And so this guy is scared. So then he basically, meanwhile, you don't see Jada, you don't see Chris Rock as it. But the guy was like, oh my God, I adore you. So they're showing Will Smith about to win his Oscar. And so Will Smith asked the white guy, what should I say in my speech? So he was like, oh, you should say, that you're a vessel of love. He's like, yeah, I'm going to use that. So he goes up there, gives his speech, says it, and then it closes it. So, I mean, it wasn't PC, but I thought it was going to be worse than what it is. I really thought they was going to make fun of Jada. I thought they was going to have the black girl, Punky Johnson, come out there with a bald, skin cap on. I really thought it was going to go down like that. Then there was another sketch that he did that I thought was clever. It showed Ego Wodum, one of the other girls, the Mooney guy, and him, and it was like the guy had just visited his cousin from New York, and he wanted to talk about some event. Jerrod Carmichael was like, okay, you don't have to talk about it, but he kept going on and on and on. That one was okay. One I didn't like was the babies. I was offended. I did not like how they basically had the babies wearing shirts where, okay, I don't have issues. Okay, I'm going to backtrack this. I'm going to make this as clean as possible. I don't like kids being sexualized, especially babies. There were sayings on those toddler shirts and onesies where it was very sexually graphic. It wasn't even PG-13. Saying things like, I'm your future stud, things of that nature. Children and babies are innocent. And yes, it's a late night show, but that wasn't cool. For the adults to do it, that's fine. That's fine. But don't put the kids and the babies in sketch like that. So for me, I did not like that. I don't like children, especially babies, to be sexualized. I don't like that at all. I don't think it's nice. I don't think it's cool. Now, in closing, I will say that Gunna's first song was cool that he performed. The second one, I don't know what was going on. Future, I've never been a Future fan. Future bores me. He and his multiple baby mothers, I just can't. That alone, I'm sorry, I just can't. He has too many broken homes, and he's willing to do it. He's talented, but I just can't get into him. And Gunna was only with Chloe for a while because he saw what she was doing with that tongue and those dance movements on the VMAs. So no, Gunna is a no for me also. But he is talented. I'll give him that. In closing, I will say Jerrod Carmichael has a future in stand-up. I do think that he is definitely going to be around for a long time. His stand-up is not my taste. But he was given, white people were the ones that validated him. It was not the black community. So whatever we criticized him for as black people, it doesn't matter. Because as long as white people still are fans of his work, he's good. He's good. Now, he's not a Chris Rock, per se. But he's in between Chris Rock and Bill Cosby, in my opinion. He's like a little raunchy Bill Cosby. That's all I'm going to say. But I think for the most part, the material that he was given to him, he did a good job. And this is the longest I watched him on, more so than on his own show. I never really watched the episodes. I didn't really like the Carmichael show. I don't know. I just couldn't get into it. But this is my take on Jerrod Carmichael hosting SNL. And this week I am going to watch Rothaniel. It's not really trending like it was. I missed the mark. And I should have came to this earlier. But I might, review it today, tomorrow, even Wednesday. All right. I'll talk to you all real soon. Subscribe to this channel, May TVP 2.0 Entertainment Reviews. Share the content. Hit the notification bell. Like, comment. And I'll talk to you real soon. Later.